We now return to Let's Play Cleopatra. First thing we need to do is fix that, because we've got a road situation there. Speed this up a little bit. Oh, come on, come on! Got it down, okay. Still won't be useful to me. It may even disappear without access to a road. But that's that for now. We need to come over here and continue this. Let's go ahead and do, should we do a store yard here? Store yard will fit there. Sure. So this one is going to be only for, well, what should we say? I guess this would be any kind of trade, so it'll be sandstone. Let's say half of that. And then we'll need copper coming in, and then we'll probably do pottery going out. Well, beer as well, right? Okay, let's hold off on that then. We'll do half, 3/4, 3/4 and a fourth there. Okay. And then, why don't we bring this, we can adjust the road a little bit later, I guess, to determine how many of these spots I actually need. Well, either way, it's going to go like this. And like I said, we'll expand that out later. For right now, that'll go there. And as such, we now do a firehouse. And an architect. I feel like I could put that somewhere more useful to me. What we got here? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That works great. Okay. So we've got our little loop here ready for export. We will do export of sandstone all the way. And we'll have to wait for the barley stuff until a little bit later. Now I suppose I could actually make that its own loop. By getting rid of this, I still have access to road on this cross piece here. So that may create a slightly better thing for me in the future. We do have the palace down, so let's go ahead and start putting down my personal mansion. And I don't think I actually need that to be connected to anything road-wise for these guys. I don't think it needs workers, does it? We'll find out in a minute. That allows me to put the, but it will be far away from here, although this guy might be enough to keep that awake. I'm hoping that'll work. Okay, so what else? Well, we're going to need tax revenue, so let's go ahead and put down tax collectors. May as well put them, I guess, over here. Doesn't really matter. It'll be easier to beautify, I think, by putting things out there. We will also need to ramp up our... Okay, I see what we're going to do with the other half here. We're going to do weapons. And we'll actually crank that down to half. There we go. Okay. So we're going to need to start importing copper. Import to a level of, well, I would say 400, but it has a bad habit of giving me more than that. So let's start out with 2 for now. And because there we go, Jesus, because of that, we will also do a weaponsmith. I think I could just get away with it right here. Why not? Now that is going to create a little bit of a long way for them to go. But now, because of this, I don't really have an odd number that I can put a through street in. I'm sure we'll be fine. We've still got a ton of people unemployed, and furious gods. So it's about time we put down some temples. I think we're just going to go ahead and put down 2 temples to Ra, 1 temple to everyone else, and just a smattering of shrines. Generally, I feel like putting down too many temples too early is just going to be problematic, but I also just think right now we need to take care of a few things. So we'll put down a temple to Ra there. Put down a temple to Ra up here. Now if you know what, I could just do that. I don't necessarily want to block that off in case I need a road going up as a way to get out of the city, but I think the walker should come out this end. We will also do a temple to Osiris, make that one a little bit closer here. I'm afraid that's going to pop out down here, so let's not make it all the way down there. That's already roadblocked, we'll put it there. And a temple to Ptah. Now we don't need to have so many temples going on here. Alright, and then we'll just roadblock this as well, fine. Because they will not require 2 temple access. We will not get to the point where they will evolve that highly. So that's not really what we're doing here. We're just trying to appease the gods. Get a little bit of a start on that. I suppose I can't really do much here, so why don't we put the shrines there? We'll put a shrine to Osiris. As soon as the people stop walking there, we'll put a shrine to all of you. We good? Okay. And then I've got room for 3 more on this side, so that'll work out. I think we'll be just fine there. Okay, so we're getting the industry ready. Hopefully this will start going. We do have people making the stone blocks now, which is good. What did Pharaoh need? Nothing. Nothing at the moment, and we don't need to be taking this much money. In fact, I'm not sure we need to be taking that much money, even. Huge amount in construction, and we do still have a fair amount of... right. Okay, next thing I need to think about is getting a distribution for... I guess we'll just do it on this side. For... That's an awful lot, though. Maybe I could get them... Well, I think maybe I want a road going this way. I was thinking of snaking it this way, but this will be disconnected from what's going on here. So why don't we just go ahead and get ourselves to that point. Can you just cooperate? Which means I can put down a store yard. I mean, that would give me 2, so why don't we put the... I mean, I could just put the store yard here. No, I need a dock. Let's get the dock up, because I need traders. So that cuts that road off immediately. So I did kind of... That's not really helpful. Let's actually do the road coming out of here instead, although I'm afraid that means... Well, no, they won't go there. Okay, we'll do the road there instead. Grab that. We'll do a store yard down here. Eventually I will need my own architect and all that stuff over here, but right now I don't want that, so we'll just go ahead and build this right here. Yeah. And this is the one that's going to accept the wood. We'll accept, I guess, beer. Really, though, I feel like no. What the hell just happened? We'll just accept wood, so we can start doing that. I may even need half, although that's 8. That's pretty good. I mean, what else would I need over here? If I'm gonna have industry over here, I did leave myself room for another store yard. So really, I actually don't even need that on that end. It would just mean that they would bring it here to offload as opposed to doing other stuff with it. Okay. Where are we at with population? Okay. Looks like we still have a fair stream of people coming in, so let's bump this up just a tad. I think I can see a problem with this. I think either way I do this, I'm just going to have to close that with a roadblock. Nilometer. Okay, so the gods must be slightly happier. Apathetic now. So this one's going to just suffer from not having very high fertility, although 83% is pretty high. So we'll see what it's like with this for a full harvest, because we didn't get our hands on a full harvest, and now that this is available, I will be able to get my road finished there. Might actually want to make another work camp just to speed that up a little bit. Lavish Festival.
These festival crowds! Everyone's so happy!
I guess they just spawn one. Interesting, because I don't even have a school for that. That is very interesting. Okay. Population of almost 1,000. Go ahead and make sure Ra or Osiris is happy. Population of almost 1,000 and 100 over still. So what do we got here? This is not selling. We have a weapons maker actually making. So why don't we also get a recruiter down now? I think I'm just going to have to do this sooner than later. So let's go ahead and just run this out instead. Like so. And we will just kind of do a roadblock thing here. We'll just make it easy on ourselves. Get that over that way. And then I will of course need some population. So why don't we do something like that, not that, and then do a well out here. Really silly, seeing how they are literally right with a river in the backyard. But they actually need that well to count as being watered. That's very bizarre to me, but that's how it works. Okay, so now that that exists, now we can think about doing a recruiter. Because it could go here, but I would have to do, well, I mean, I could do it here. It would be very ugly. Maybe, actually, if I got rid of those and put them on the other end, I really hate these little one-bys because they take up so much room and they're just not good for anything. I mean, they would have been great put here, actually. But then how would I've got my houses? I would have had to build houses regardless, which still would have used up space. So it's not ideal either way. And I guess they can just go on this side then, if it's big. It is big enough. Okay. Well, we'll put it back here then. And that gives me access to that, and they will make. Pretty sure weapons are just generic. I think that I can convert them to archer or spear. They're just infantry, basically. So why don't we go ahead and get a fort down of archers. Ideally, I'd probably like to have two. For right now, we'll just settle for what we got. So, one of each. That's going to be a hell of a lot. That's going to be very expensive, actually. I may not want to do that. We'll have to see. I mean, the last ones weren't terrible. The last invasions weren't terrible, but I feel like that was largely because we also had chariots. If they have chariots, which I don't believe the Nubian units are known for doing, but if they do, it's going to kind of hurt just a little bit. We should probably also start thinking about at least an apothecary. Start sticking that around in places so that I can... I'll just do like a dental thing here. Start thinking about getting some beautification and health care and all that stuff. Yeah, so I can still put something there like a... I don't know. Okay, so now I need to be thinking about continued industry. Did we do another festival? Let's do an improvement for Ta. And are we importing wood? Probably not, huh? I did not turn that on. So I've been sitting here. Oh man, this is not a good idea to be doing this. We do not appear to be selling enough of that. We are actually maintaining 2 for the weapons. So I think I do want another weapon maker. We'll get that started. Weaponsmith. Again, I really shouldn't be putting them on that side, but... next thing to begin thinking about is probably getting my beer guys going on this side. I feel like that's probably going to be a good idea. Okay, we'll go ahead and do a store yard. This store yard will have barley, because we can do it. We'll do a half and half. We can just straight up sell barley and beer, which doesn't leave me much room for pottery, so I guess we'll sell that over here. Actually, let's do weapons over here, which allows me to get that, and then we will take pottery here. Because I do kind of want to keep this as an industrial loop over here. I think that's going to work out best for me in the end. Interested to see how much food we will have. In fact, I should probably build another granary. I've got the people, and this will just allow me to have the extra. Let's go ahead and also build some shrines. The gods don't need it, but it will keep them happier. There. So now I've got a few usable spaces here. What do these people need? Just food. Okay. Yikes. Okay, I didn't really leave myself room for the bazaars, did I? I guess I can put a bazaar here, and, well, why not here too? Because then they'll have easier access. So this road here is kind of unnecessary, but whatever. Beautification plazas, raw, helps my exports. That will be very helpful early on. Excuse me. Now, do I have access to wall? I do not. So that doesn't help either way. Transport wharf. Now that's how you get your units on... Oh man, we've actually been producing quite a bit. That's how you get your units across, I believe, is what that is for. And so that makes me a little bit nervous, because are we going to get attacked on this end? I hope not. I really hope not. We need wood and a carpenter's guild. It's time to do so. We'll at least have them working. And we definitely have the population for it. Let me crank that down as usual, and we'll put down a carpenter. May as well put it right next to it, why not? And then we'll put down a stonemason. So the two of them can work in tandem for a while, back and forth, and they ought to handle it, and that is pretty good. We're going to have to see now. I'm going to do... Ooh, I mean, we've still got a lot of unemployed people. But to get to our requirement... Now, I kind of borked myself here a little bit. I think this is going to be very difficult to put buildings or houses along this edge. So I think for future buildings, I'll put them over here, although my biggest buildings are the temples, but any other buildings will have to be on this side, because it's going to be hard to get the good appeal over here to evolve them so that we can fill in our 2,000 requirement, our 2,200 requirement, no less. Culture, we need musicians, which is interesting because we don't even have jugglers. We've got the bandstands, but that's something else, I guess, wasn't thinking about. So we may end up taking this out so I can put an actual bandstand here. We really only need the one. That seems to have been the thing, although to get to 35 culture, I don't know if we also need dancers as well. Prosperity, we're still losing money, so obviously that's not going to be the way forward yet, but as exports improve, and I really hope they do, that will kind of settle itself. Okay, let's do a little bit more before determining to end the episode here. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and put in a juggler school. Put that right there. And I will put in a conservatory, which is not going to fit there. Is there a way? Well, not having that temple there. So this is pretty much wasted space up here. Unfortunate. So how do I want to do that then? Because they don't like being next to the schools. The schools are loud and obnoxious. I guess I could put it down here because I honestly don't see myself making too much that way. Yeah, alright. So we'll do that. And what do they require a T-junction, right? Bandstand, I think, requires a T-junction. So if I got rid of that and that house, and as soon as you take off here, no, what it requires is a longer. Yeah, because it works like that, right? So, if we actually get rid of that and that, I can now do a bandstand here. There you go. And, because now it functions for road, right? Or does it actually have to be the T part of the road? I think that's how it is. So let's put in that apothecary again. Well, let's try it. Yeah, no, it needs road access. It does not count. A shame. That won't have road access. So we'll put something here, I guess. Expectant of that being also a thing. Some 2x building can go there. Such as the marketplace. Let's go ahead and do that. The bazaar. Because I want to see what it's going to take for food. Now we do have multiple things I could be doing with this instead. This wood, probably actually, if I'm only going to do that much, alright, let's speed that up. Let's how much do these take? 10? 20? 8? Okay. It is very different between games. We'll add that in though with another carpenter so they at least use that to begin the... Why haven't they begun this? No burial provisions need to be dispatched, yeah. And I'm guessing that's what this guy is. So, workers can't get to the monument staging area. Beg your pardon? They are connected to this. Is that really in the way? Because that's kind of bullshit. Now they're there. What the... You gotta be kidding me. Okay, well, clearly they don't need that much of a pathway, so we can still put our conservatory in here. There's just now an extra gap, which now would have allowed me to move these over to here and put something else here, but whatever. I guess it gives me another place that I can put, you know what? Undo that. Is it too late? Nope, it's not too late. There, that way I give myself a 2x area that I could actually use. And if I actually kept it over to the side, I could continue on back here if I really had to. Alright, future planning. You stay over there. How's our, wow, I mean, that's actually building up pretty quickly. There's no wonder we don't have any damn money. I mean, between what I'm selling, I'm clearly not making enough, which is my own fault, because now, once we get this going, oh my, look at that. Yeah. It's building up quite a ways. So maybe I'll do an apothecary in that. I've already got an apothecary. I must be thinking of a physician. Can you... Thanks. Okay. So they're taking out quite a bit of food. I'm willing to bet I can put at least one more strip in here and be fine for that. Now, I do have cattle, but that's not worth it to me because you need straw to feed your cattle, which I would have to import. And if I'm going to be importing, I'll just import chickpeas because that eliminates a step. So we're not going to worry about that. What we will worry about, though, is getting my clay production. Actually, let's start doing barley. Barley, I think, will be pretty easy. Before I even do that, let's get a work camp in right there, and we will do barley. Okay. So I can't really get a good amount of fields in here. Okay, let's hold off. Let's hold off. I'm apparently getting ahead of myself. How are the gods? Benevolent, congenial. So I could probably hold off on that. I'm probably spending too much on the gods, actually, just because they don't require anything like that. 13%, okay. 13 people, 13 families. I don't even know how it does units. It's always been kind of off-putting for me in these games when you've got these houses, and it's not really just these games, it's any city builders, really, where, you know, this one complex has 28 people in it, and then obviously the bigger they get a lot more people, so that they are essentially tenements and or apartment complexes. But I mean, everyone does that. That was one of the things during my City Skylines playthrough that kind of got changed, and then I changed it with a mod, and then I changed it back. But like, you've got a one-family house that ends up with like 8 households in it. It's just, it's weird. And I understand you don't, you know, especially for this game and this era of computing power, you could not have a realistic-sized city. Not on those computers. But still, I mean, it's just kind of, the population is all over the board. So what do they need? Pottery to evolve. Like I said, I don't think we'll evolve much beyond this just yet. And if we need to, we will get to that level. So what do I want to do here? I mean, this, for future expansion of the figs, it's probably best to just do that. And then we'd get maybe an irrigation and or a road. Unless I could draw a road there. Well, anyway. I think we'll have enough figs, so we need to begin doing the barley. And I think I'll off-camera just kind of placement and see how I can optimize this rather than fiddle with it right now. We need to be probably ramping down the amount of people we've got doing sandstone blocks, because I'm obviously not able to sell enough. The fact that we have got this much sitting in here and these guys are waiting means I could probably free up some of my employees towards beer and pottery. So we'll switch up industry here. We've got this nice little stream of people coming in. We'll have another large group that we can start working with, and we'll just keep chugging along. Hopefully I will be able to get at least one more unit. Are we at full 16? Wow, that didn't take long at all. I'm actually very surprised by that. I guess I didn't see that we were importing so much. That'll be a nice thing to end as well. In fact, maybe I'm doing this too fast. If I get rid of one of these guys, that will not only reduce the worker load, it will also reduce the frequency of importation, which may save me a few bucks. But, I mean, on the other hand, why not just build your forts as quickly as possible, and then you can get rid of the industry and not worry about it, right? So, okay. Anyway, time to end the episode here. I will see you next time.